Alrighty guys, as they can bring us another Dragon Ball Legends TOP walkthrough video. This is going to be part 1. Part 2 will come at a later date, so stay tuned for that. We do have 13 TP, so we're going to go ahead and get to the first boss, right? Before we get into it, this is going to be our squad right here. Regeneration, of course, nothing too crazy in terms of variation, right? The only variation we made in like the past couple of weeks is just the Zenkai Piccolo being on the team right now, right? Because he does provide that Zenkai buff to Boo Tanks. I just can't wait for him to actually be added to the USTR shop so I can finish off his Zenkai. But in the meantime, I do get asked this question a lot, is equipments. Right, so I'll go ahead and just include this at the very beginning. Is you want both of your gold equipments, right? So I do have this equipment on. So this first gold equipment does buff base health. That's the most important. You want a gold slot or higher on that very first slot at the very least, right? And then I have this other equipment, this other gold one, which is basically, it depends on if you're a range type, melee type, support type, defensive type, and it buffs 3 stats, which is pretty good. And then lastly, I still stick to this equip right here because even though it's only 1 stat, it is your base health. That is, you know, having 2 health-based equips is really nice. And the way to get these equips is very simple. You just go to the exchange shop, you scroll down, and you go into your rare metals. And then there's going to be a TOP tab right here, and this is where you can purchase them as well as the older ones, but these ones are now kind of outdated. So that being said, let's go ahead and get right into our pathing right here. This 5th stage immediately to the left of us, it is against androids. I already talked about this in the guide video. There is going to be a lot of these teams where it's a 50-50 split of greens and reds. Alright, this is the formation we're going to be using right here. I want to test how 2 blues do against triple greens. I mean, there is still triple red, so they're going to have value no matter what. So I want to go ahead and test the waters right here, right? I am a little bit worried about the Legends Limited Piccolo as well. It almost makes me debate on whether I should have brought 2 yellows or not, just in general, right? But I don't want to switch up the team comp now. It's too late. We're already at the we're already getting into the beginning of our journey right here. Also, keep in mind, Red 18 does provide debuffs to this top column right here, as well as this center space where the Fat Boo is going to reside, right? So one of your units is going to take a hit to those debuffs. It just got to be a tanky unit is what, in my own opinion, right? You have to have a tanky unit to take the brunt of those debuffs. So let's go ahead and try it like this. Alright, for attack order, I kind of want to get the debuffs out of the way first, right? I know Fat Boo is tanky and stuff like that, but we're also taking away debuffs and heals / support, so let's try to get her out of the way. The Super 13 will get his super attack on turn 3, so I want to get him out fairly quickly. Right, and then let's go ahead and go for this cell, this Super 17, this red cell, and then the green 16 at the very end, right? Remember, he does have those death buffs, that's why we target him last. Alright, so unfortunately we did not get the full kill right there, right? Even with the rush, we did not get the full kill. Although we didn't take the most amount of damage right here, we still did take some damage, only 1,000,000 points off of that. I mean, it was a 5th stage, but it was a little difficult, right? We had to use the rush on 16, leaving the cell to survive. What I would have changed right there in my attack order was I should have prioritized Super 17 over this first form cell first, right? And instead of going for both of the greens in one shot, I should have rotated over to the red, and I think I would have got the full kill then, right? So what I would have changed is attack Super 17 instead of the first form cell, and then move over to this perfect cell, and then go back to first form cell, and then to Android 16. I think next time we encounter this team, we're going to try it like that. Alright, next fight that we have is directly above us. Another 5th stage right here. Thankfully, very, very easy. There's 4 extreme units here. 4 extreme units. Let's get into it. Alright, so this is the attack order that we're going to be using right here. There's only 1 red on the opposing team and 2 greens, so I'm going to let both of my blues just sit this out right here, and then I'm just going to fill in the tiles accordingly. I do have Janemba on the special move tile because he will be getting his special move off on the very first turn, right? He has 100% to his gauge, and something that I always forget to mention and always forget to do myself is switch the Legends Limited Piccolo over to Blast because he does not favor those strikes. Alright, for this attack order, this is going to be quite simple. I know Buhan does have the bubble shield, but I think one of my other units is going to be able to proc it before Janemba gets his super attack off. So I'm actually going to go after him first. Hopefully we can just one-shot him with Janemba's super attack. That's the goal right there. And then I want to start working on Whis immediately, right? Because I do have the 2 yellows on the board. And then after that, I think we'll come back to Golden Frieza. And then we can go ahead and just pick off all of the yellows, honestly. At that point in time, I think the yellows are just absolute fodder. Like I said before, those yellows were definitely absolute fodder. The only thing that sucked about that is that towards the end right there, all the yellows decided to jump my purple Janemba, which is obviously the yellow damage, the type advantage damage is going to add up. Still 1.1 million points off of that. Did get the full kill, unlike the first match. So I think we'll go ahead and walk away with the dub right there. Next fight is another 5th stage to the left of us right here. A very, very easy stage. Even with the boot tanks on there, do not fret, do not worry. We're going to be okay. We'll make it through this together. Alright, so this is how we're going to play out this team formation right here. There is key restore speed tiles. You notice I only use one of them right here for the boot tanks, right? Because when I use boot tanks on the key restore speed tile, I ensure the fact that he's going to attack first, that he's going to super attack first, and I want him to snipe a red unit right off rip. We do end up sacrificing the blue tile damage for him, which is this yellow tile up here, right? And so we are going to sacrifice that so we can make him attack first. I think he is going to be able to snipe Videl, but we'll go ahead and wait and see. The only reason why I don't use both of the key restore speed tiles is because it kind of messes up my attack order in a way, right? Because if I were to put, say, someone like Fat Boo right here, he's going to attack right after my boot tanks, right? I don't necessarily feel comfortable with him in that attack order, in that lineup. Or if I were to put this Cell right here, for example, I know he's going to attack first before everyone, and it kind of just messes me up in a way, in that way. So you don't see me kind of using all of them all at once, but I do fill in the other ones. So in the party formation, I said I wanted Videl first, right? I lied. Do not want Videl first. You want boot tanks first. You definitely do want boot tanks first. I truly believe, though, right after that, I think Videl can die because I have double blues right here, right? I have double blues, and then I think we can take out a purple, right? And then I want to take out, say, someone like Gohan. Then we can go back to a purple and then go for Majin Vegeta at the very end. I usually do go for Majin Vegeta at the very end, which is fine. Alright, so coming out of that one, like I said before, you don't really have to worry about this one too much. 1.2 million points. You can see the multiplier for our points is slowly but surely rising right there. We did get the full kill and avoided the super attacks. This was actually perfect because we got boot tanks out of the way on turn 1 as well as Videl. So 2 units dead on turn 1. That's how you know it's going to turn out to be a very successful fight. Alright, next we have another 5th stage. We're kind of racking up the points right here, and it is going to be against this fight. This fight honestly is not that bad either. Alright, so this is the formation we'll be using right here. Once again, I'm going to opt out of using that key restore speed tile. A part of me does want to put boot tanks right here, but then I would be putting my boot tanks in a compromisable position because I want him to have steady heals from this Fat Boo. I mean, he only gives 1 heal on turn 3, but I need that, right? I need that because boot tanks, when he takes damage, it's hard for him to recover from that damage, so I do want to keep him right here. Alright, so for attack order right here, I think your number 1 threat is Pycon, surprisingly, right? Pycon, he does get 100% to special move gauge at the start of the 3rd turn, so I do want to get him out of the way, and then I think my yellows can easily handle this merge Zamasu, and then we'll go back to another red, and then we'll go back to the green. Hopefully Legends Limited Piccolo can snipe him with his blue card, and then these guys are nothing really to worry about right here, the blues, right? The EX blues. Alright, so the only negative that came out of this fight right here is the fact that we use so many super attacks, bruh. We use so many super attacks. First form Cell used his, Janemba used his, Fat Boo used his. It was just a lot of super attacks that were popping off right there. But other than that, it was a very easy fight. 1.2 million points. Alright, for the next fight that we have right here is going to be our 5th win streak bonus. This is where I advise you guys to bring in as many Z tier units as possible, right? This is where you want to go ahead and bring out the big guns right here. If you want to still play it safe, I usually bring an S tier unit to these until it's like the 25th win streak, until it's the very last fight where I have nothing to lose. But this is where you want to go ahead and try to get as much points as possible. This is where the win streak bonus is most impactful, on the 5th win, 10th win, 15th win, 20th win, 25th win, all that good stuff. And thankfully for us, this 5th win is very easy. Look at this. Alright, for this one, I do kind of want to risk it for the biscuit. Like I said before, I think putting all your Z tier units in here is a good play. But at the same time, for me, it's a little bit scary because my only non-Z tier unit is my healer, which is that Fat Boo right there. Like I said before, Boot Tanks is kind of hard for him to recover from from getting hit, right? Especially when he doesn't have a healer right beside him. But we're going to go ahead and risk it. These guys are all Z tier. Let's go ahead and let's run it back. Alright, first unit that we are going to go ahead and target is going to be Yamcha. I honestly, being truthful with you guys, I think we can kill Yamcha and this Goku in turn 1. I really think we can. So let's go ahead and try that. And then right after that, let's go ahead and try to get a purple out of the way, then a green, then Turles, and then the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta at the very end, because once again, that is a death buff unit. You kind of want to kill the death buff units at the very end before he actually gives the death buffs to his allies. Alright, so that kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit upset right there with the performance of these other units right here, right? They could not kill Yamcha. They couldn't kill Yamcha. Right? They were literally, I think, not even like a full strike card away, a full blast card away from killing him right here. So we wasted our Butank's blue card on literally like a sliver of health Yamcha. And that, it's annoying because even if I would have targeted Yamcha first, I should have just did better with the targeting right there. But even if I would have targeted Yamcha first, targeted a red first, it still would have almost been a waste, right? Because Butank's was attacking 4th in my lineup right there. So it's just a little bit unfortunate. We did take some damage with our Legends Limited Piccolo. I mean, at least Butank's didn't take too much. A Legends Limited Piccolo, we can steadily get this back up. But that was a little rough. Alright, for the next fight that we are going to be taking on for our 6th fight is this 5-hit stage against Sun Family. But, wait a second, there's no Gohan right here. There's no Super Saiyan movie Gohan, no one to completely screw over our first round. Right, so let's go ahead and talk about formation because this fight is not as difficult as it may seem. Alright, for this formation, we're basically kind of going a color counter route, right? We're getting our greens in here, our yellows, our reds, and then our Zenkai Piccolo as well, right? Because he's going to be a little bit more tankier than our Butanks right here, right? We'll let Butanks ride the bench right here, especially since there's no red units on the opposition, so this will be fine. Alright, definitely we need to get Goten out of the way first. Then Kaioken Goku is definitely a threat. He's an annoyance, right? We do have to go ahead and get rid of that man's. And then we'll go for Super Saiyan 3 Kid Goku, then this Gohan who has a buff against regeneration, then Nappa, those debuffs are going to be annoying, and then the healing Goku at the very end, right? It's always the healing Goku that is someone that I like to target towards the end because every time you hit him, he does heal himself and his allies in range. Oh my god, guys. Dude, that fight, dude. Nappa, those debuffs that Nappa puts on you are absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to put a screenshot up of where Nappa actually puts those debuffs and try to avoid those tiles, my guys. Bruh. Try to avoid those because he hits you with those sustained damage tiles, bruh, and it hurts, bro. It hurts bad. Piccolo, the Zenkai Piccolo took a lot of damage right there. Way too much damage in my own opinion. Alright, for the next fight we are taking on is this 5-hit stage once again. We already came across this. We already know how to deal with this. We already know everything about this fight right here. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so this is the team formation we're going to be using right here. I want to say, I would put the Piccolo right alongside the Butanks right here, but I want to save his super attack, right? Because he's at 83%, but remember, within his kit, he does get 20% to his special move gauge, so the next time he is going to be put in, he's going to get a special move, so I'm going to go ahead and save that for later, for a later date, for a later fight. Let's go ahead and get into it like this. Alright, so I know that my Butanks is going to attack 4th, so we might as well get this guy out of the way. Right, as soon as possible. Might as well kill him. Then we'll go for the purple, and then do we go for the red or the green? I think we'll go for the red, and then the green, and then Turles, and then Death Buff Vegeta. This should be fine. Yeah, honestly, that wasn't bad at all. Even for the 5-hit stage, I think the best move right there that we did, the best change that we did was actually targeting that Goku, right? The Goku first, right? Knowing that our Butanks is only going to be attacking on that fourth in our lineup, that is. Right, 1.3 million points right here. Legends Limited Piccolo slowly but surely getting his health back up, which is a good sign. Alright, next we're coming across a 3-5 stage, which isn't going to be too difficult, but it is the 3-3 split androids, right? It's going to be 3 reds and 3 greens. We've already dealt with this before. We can deal with it again. Alright, this is the formation that we will be using right here. Like I said before, the super attack from this Piccolo is going to come in handy, right? Because we're essentially going to be getting 2 super attacks with 2 of our blues, just effectively just dealing with these reds very, very early on. Okay, so let's try to learn from our mistakes from last time. All right, let's go for the reds. These reds first. Right, I truly think we can go ahead and just snipe both of these in turn 1. That would be absolutely ideal. And then let's try to... I kind of want... Because I know we're going to get 2 super attacks off right here, right? I kind of want to go for the Cell. Right, then Super 17, hopefully Legends Limited Piccolo just straight up, like, snipes him with his special move, right? And then let's try to get this guy out of the way, and then 16 at the very end once again. Alright, so that actually went beautifully. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. 1 million points off of 3/5 stage is actually pretty good. But the blue Piccolo down there, the Zenkai Piccolo, he's taking a lot more damage than I would like him to. Right, but other than that, the fight was very smooth. Like we said, you know, sometimes the experiments, they do pay off. We were able to go ahead and get 18 and Super 13 out of the way on the very first turn. Right, but next we got another 5/5 stage right here, and it is the same thing, 3-3 split, right? Green, red androids. Alright, so we are going to be using the same formation here once again. You do see me skipping out on one of these blue tiles, these highlighted blue tiles, right? Because keep in mind, that red 18, she does put debuffs right there, right? I want to avoid the debuffs at all costs, right? I don't want to take any extra damage if we can avoid it. So let's go ahead and do it like this. Alright, so I think we'll do the same lineup, honestly. Like, we'll take care of debuff 18, Super 13, and then we will do, let's go Super 17 and then this cell, maybe, right? And then we'll go for first form cell and then 16 at the very end once again. Alright, so we actually, that was a lot more successful than our first crack at that fight right there. 1.3 million points. Got the full kill this time, which is very noteworthy. And without the rush, right? We did get it without the rush. That's very important as well. Zenkai Piccolo is still looking very down bad right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Everyone else looking pretty nice, pretty healthy, pretty swole. That Zenkai Piccolo has seen better days for sure. Keep in mind, that's a 14-star too. Alright, so once again, for our 10th win streak bonus, this is the big boy matches right here. Right, this is where you want to pull it out the stops. Doesn't seem that bad though, right? Does not seem that bad at all. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're gonna do right here. All right, so the formation we'll be using right here is going to be, as you see, right? Like I said before, I usually don't like to use these key restore speed tiles, right? But since there's two of them right here, they're side by side. I know Bootanks is he's still going to be able to attack before my fat boost, so I'm kind of okay with this, right? Kind of, right? Emphasis on kind of, and then we are going to be giving the special move tile to our Janemba, who is at 100% gauge right now, and the only S rank unit that we have here is going to be that fat boo, but since there's multiple blues on the team, I'm going to go ahead and opt to bring in multiple greens, right? Another thing that I am going to mention right here is because that full power Frieza does get a guaranteed blue card if you hit him with the blast, we will be switching our blast base units over to a strike base just for this fight. Alright, so for our attack order, ideally, I want to try to get this Goku out of the way first, right? He does get a super attack. I believe it is on turn 2. I want to say it's turn 2, but it could be turn 3. Either way, no one is safe when it comes to those blue cards, so we have to kill him before he even gets a chance to get it off, right? And because I know Bootanks is getting his key restore speed, I know Fat Boo's getting his key restore speed, those two units are going to attack before my Janemba, who has his guaranteed blue card. And then since he does have that guaranteed blue card after those two units attack, I want to try to get the green. I want to try to snipe the green right here, right? And then let's try to get a blue out of the way, one of the easier blues, the EX blues. That way Kid Buu doesn't take too much damage from them if he happens to go ahead and get attacked, right? And then let's go for this Frieza, this Goku, and then the EX Bojack at the very end. This should work out nicely for us. We'll see. Honestly, I would like to say that worked out perfectly. Attack order, team formation, it all came together in the perfect moment. 2 million points right here, ladies and gentlemen. 2 million points. We got the full kill. I think we ended that on turn 3 too. We didn't even have to go all the way to the round 4 or anything like that, right? That was actually really good. And we are coming up on some super attacks. Keep in mind too, Janemba super, he was at 100% to a super attack for this fight, right? He almost has it completely back. That's why I love this Janemba so much. Right, next we have another 5/5 stage, just racking in the points right here, guys. Just racking in the points, but look who it is. It's our favorite team right here. The 3-3, or actually, no, you know what? It's 3 reds, 2 greens, and 1 yellow. A little bit of a curveball right there, but that's okay with me. Alright, so this is the formation that we are going to be using right here. Keep in mind, you want to keep an eye on your special move gauges, right? This Kid Buu, he does have 100% to his gauge. Right, another thing, make sure you guys switch your characters, your blast-based characters, back to being blast-orientated, right, before you screw up and make a dumb mistake like how I always manage to do. So go ahead and swap them back now. But going back to our formation right here, keep in mind that top column and this middle slot where Janemba resides, that is going to be where Android 18 puts her debuffs. So someone is going to have to take it. Janemba, he's tanky enough to go ahead and take that. Let's go ahead and see what we got right here. The only thing noticeably different is I have this Piccolo next to Fat Buu, instead of the Legends Limited one, right? Because this guy, he's still kind of eating good. He's at 81% HP, whilst this Piccolo is at 54% HP. He's kind of struggling a little bit. So I want to kind of show him some of that heals from the loving heals that Fat Boo can offer. Alright, so for attack order, I want to get the debuffs out of the way. I want to get the heals and the debuffs out of the way. Let's get this 18. Let's actually go for both 18s, right? Because after Bootanks kills her, I'm confident, or you know, I'm not confident. I need to stop saying that because that's where I always screw myself, right? After that, let's try to kill this yellow 18 with Kid Boo, since he is going to get this guaranteed blue card off, right? And then we got to be really careful. Super 13, we're going to cutting it close right here because he does get his super on turn 3. We have to kill him as soon as possible. And then let's go for the first form cell, this perfect form cell, and then the 16 at the very end once again. Alright, so coming out of that one right there, actually not bad. 1.5 million points right there. The Piccolos, it's kind of hard to distribute the damage between the Piccolos, right? Because now Legends Limited Piccolo is taking a little bit more damage than I would like him to take. But we did get the full kill right there. We were able to successfully enact the plan of killing both of the 18s in turn 1. So I would go ahead and call that a success. Everyone out, literally Bootanks, it's crazy to me that Bootanks is eating more good. He's like compared to Legends Limited Piccolo and Zenkai Piccolo, right? This man's is usually the ones who folds first every time, but not today. All right, next we got another 5-fist stage right to the left of us, and it's ew. Oh man, me in this fight, we go way back, dude. Me in this fight, oh man, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be an easy one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use this team formation once again, just trying to color counter a little bit right here. We are getting the super attack off. There's super attack tile with Bootanks right here to increase his damage. This should be fine. Alright, so typically my lineup for this just goes Topo, we go Jiren, Dispo, UI Goku, this Frieza, and then this Bojack at the very end. This should work. Like I said before, one of the easiest fights, for me at least, in the game. We have the God attack order, bruh. Literally the God attack order on this squad right here. Got the full kill. The reason why I call it the God attack order, bro, is because we literally get through Topo, Jiren, and Dispo and right in time for Legends Limited Piccolo to get his special move off on this UI Goku. Like, we don't even deal with his UI gauge. Like, truly, he doesn't even get to evade the attack because he can't evade the super attacks right there, right? He just gets absolutely blown up to oblivion. All right, for the last fight though, the boss fight, our 13th win right here, it is going to be against another easy stage, honestly. This one's not bad at all. I mean, it's not necessarily easy peasy, but it's not bad. All right, so this is the attack formation we're going to be using right here. It definitely, I mean, not much has changed, right? We just kind of filled in the tiles right here. Special move tile for Bootanks. We got the very, very straightforward here. All right, so for attack order, my Janemba is at 97%. 97% for his super attack. Can he get 3% right off rip? Just from the start of the turn, can he get 3%? Because if so, I want to kill this guy. Right, because I know he'll attack before my Bootanks, and then we can get this guy. That'd be huge for us. That would actually be huge. So let's try to do that. Let's see if we get 3% right here. I think someone told me you only get 2%, but let's go ahead and just test it out in action. Hopefully we do get the full 3%. And then we'll get the purple Goku, this Gohan, and then we can easily deal with these guys after, right? The 2 blues, since we do have 2 greens. Dude, I messed up, bro. I messed up, dude. We were not able to kill the Goku Black with Janemba's super attack. And I think this happened last time, like in part 1, literally in part 1 of the last season too. My boy Ziad, I think you actually told me put the Janemba on the special move tile, and I failed to do so again. I completely forgot, man. I'm sorry, bro. I failed you. You literally told me in the comments and I failed you, bro. And it didn't occur to me until like I actually watched the fight go down. But if we would have had Janemba on that special move tile, he probably would have been able to get the kill on the Goku Black, which really does suck. It is really unfortunate. But other than that, I mean, 1.5 million points. I guess we'll take it. But dude, look at how much damage Janemba or Kid Buu took, bro. You know how Vegeta Blue, he gets that stupid ability where he can attack you twice in a row, right? He has like a 20% chance to do it. He did it. He did it to Kid Buu. He did it twice. He did it twice to Kid Buu. Are you kidding me, bro? So Vegeta Blue got 4 attacks on my Kid Buu. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But anyway, that was the boss fight right there. So let's go ahead and see what we walk away with this from. We got 17 million points, 17.8 million points. Let's see. The top 1,000 is at 18 million. Honestly, we're not too far behind at all. Not too far behind at all. Let's see where we lie right here. We're going to be ending the video at 493, still top 1,000. This is probably will fall to maybe 2,000 or something like that by the time part 2 rolls around. But either way, we are in the clear for that top 25%, 1000 cc, that juicy 1000 cc, right? That's what we need. That's what we all need in our lives right now. So that being said, if you guys enjoyed the content, definitely let me know by leaving a like, a comment, maybe even consider hitting that subscribe button. And as always, if you guys have questions, comments, or concerns, definitely feel free to drop them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later!